Okay, good morning, all of you. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Okay, let me invite Dr. Rajendra Sawant, sir. He is a professor at Sardar Patel Institute of Engineering, Mumbai. So, as his education, he has done his BE from the Marathwada University in the 1988 and MTech in 1996 from the IIT Bombay, and also done the PhD in electrical engineering at 2009 in IIT Bombay. So he has a 28 plus years of professional experience in the academic field and 20 plus years of industrial consultancy experience. He has a senior member of IEEE USA, fellow of IETE, and member of IST lecture. Yes.
Who is there?
Okay. Uh, so he has been awarded
No,
by
no.
the Lokmat
I'm right now
Corporate
busy in the
Excellence
lecture.
Award
Please
in
don't disturb.
2014
For
for his outstanding contribution in spreading technical education in rural Maharashtra. So this is the most important achievement. So his research interests are the fast battery charging for the electrical vehicles, power quality improvements, and the industrial automation. He also get the lots of the grants from the various institutes and the government policies. So today he will just give us the guidance to how to get the uh, grants for the different organizations, so that will boost up your projects and the startups. So I'm not taking so much time, so let me invite Dr. Rajendra Sawant sir and take uh, and start your session. Thank you, sir.
thank you, Mane sir. So I'll be sharing my screen. Good morning to all the students. So my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we are starting with a discussion on R&D funding for engineering and technology. And here we are not going in the direction of startup companies, etc., etc. This is another uh, subject of interest to many of the students, which we'll discuss later. But in today's lecture, we'll be just looking at institution wise. So for any academic institute, what kind of R&D funding is possible in India? Okay, and probably the lecture spans for an hour or so, and we'll stick to this topic today. So, friends, research without funding, okay, it's like you can imagine a magician having a new instrument. Okay, so this particular topic, like funding of the research, okay, is very essential, and it will actually serve, you know, the main resource for carrying out the research in any education. So funding may come from anybody. Funding may be from the institute itself. The funding may come from the uh, research institutes outside. The funding, okay, may come from many other sources. I'll explain it later. So you all know about the recent trends in India, and India has policy makers have changed their policies nowadays. And earlier it was just the policy of, you know, heading the country towards survival. But now This is not the situation. India is have already crossed 3 trillion economy. We are heading towards 5 trillion economy, and we will climb this ladder. But without industrialization, without in-house R&D, it's not possible. Okay, we may have technologies coming from other countries. We can build some products based on those technologies, but we should be able to make those products in India. Okay, we are already good in services, but as far as the product manufacturing is concerned, the product, you mean product is is spanning uh, from let's say electronic gadgets to heavy machines, etc. Typically hardware. Nowadays, the hardware is not the hardware, it is being supported by a brain, and that brain comes from the computer, okay? Computer science. Like people are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc., etc. People are trying to put a very good, nice algorithms and carry out automation on the machines, flying robots. Okay, there are some flying cars. Then you have drones. Okay, drone technology which is emerging now. Okay, it has already been established in some other countries like China and Russia, US, etc., etc., Japan. But India is catching up this case, and our Prime Minister has very well, you know, understood the need of time, and he has, you know, targeted our country should be self-reliant. So in that direction, every academic institute, students, most of the stakeholders, should work on in this direction. So our engineering and technology skills, okay, are adequate. This has been found from the policymakers. So they have analyzed our situation in the country. So if we want to carry out the in-house R&D, what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses? So we found that our engineering and technology skills are adequate, okay, and well established, because most of our IITs are producing graduates, and most of the premier institutes and all other academic institutes are producing graduates, undergraduates to graduates, postgraduates, PhDs, etc., etc. And we have no shortage of skilled workforce in India. Okay, many people are heading means leading important role in big giant organization, multinational companies, etc., etc. You all know about these the Google and Microsoft and Satya Nadella and all other people. So many good brain uh, we can produce. We can produce good students, good academicians, good engineers, good scientists. Okay, but what we are lacking in the hardware infrastructure. We are lacking in the testing infrastructure. We are lacking in the overall research infrastructure. Okay. And this we have to catch up, right? But for building this infrastructure, we need funding. Okay. We need money. Okay. We need grant. Okay. Without grant, we cannot proceed for this. So this is the importance of the research. Now, if you want to carry out some R&D project or something, you require a grant. This is very well written, okay, or very well understood. And what are the areas? The areas are listed over here. So the very important area, by looking at the current politics, is the defense. Okay, India has to, has to be self-sufficient in the defense equipment, maybe, or military equipment. Okay. So the defense sector in India is now being opening up slowly. Okay, but it has not 100% open, but external agencies like L&T Defense, Tata, okay, Reliance, etc., all these big giant people are, they have joined the government of India for defense, manufacturing some defense equipment, defense tools, defense technologies, etc., etc. Biotechnology is also very important area where, by looking at this recent pandemic, etc., etc., they here uh, we also want to capture this area as far as R&D is concerned. Then renewable and clean energy. Okay, as you all know that every country is trying to reduce the carbon footprint. Okay, and we are extensively uh, facing a problem of climate change that you all know. Okay, so this particular you know area is very important, renewable and clean energy. Okay, because our fossil fuel sources are depleting day by day. Okay, they are creating a lot of pollution on the earth, not only in India but elsewhere also. For example, India's total energy production is 70% from coal in the current situation. Okay, our Prime Minister has announced that we have to surpass this 450 gigawatt renewable target for energy production. Okay, so this renewable energy sector is catching up now, but for doing this, you require a lot of good players from industries. Okay, you require also government support, and you require a mindset for carrying out research activity. Almost all the stakeholders who are having their own strengths, okay, should come forward and to join the area of research and development, including our academic institutes, okay, to bring out some important or some interesting products in renewable sector and clean energy. Like for example, people are talking about battery powered electric vehicles. Okay, and we are really catching up here. Okay, this technology has not been standardized, but many earlier automobile players, industry players are, you know, uh, trying to replace their older technologies to electric vehicle. They want to enter into this market. Okay, and electric vehicle, maybe from two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. Okay, so for all the sectors. Okay, so this technology will be, is a big milestone because it requires a lot of ancillaries which are new. Okay, the production line, the existing production line in the gasoline-based automobiles, okay, needs to be changed. Okay, a lot of components are reduced from the earlier BOQ, right? So therefore, we have to also join that ladder. Okay, we have to also try to think on some good products which can cater to the future EV technology. Then the most important thing here is if you build electric vehicles based on batteries, the research should be heading towards batteries, material science, chemical engineering, okay, the research in the chemical, right? Chemical composition of the batteries, so that we can get a very rugged, reliable batteries. Okay. So lithium ion is leading now, but the derivatives of the lithium ion polymer batteries are many now. Okay, people are also trying to embed nanotechnology into battery technology. So this is a very wide area where people can, because battery consists of around 40 to 50% of the electric vehicle. Okay. As far as the cost is concerned, as far as the ancillaries are concerned, so battery technology like battery management system, okay, battery chargers, and things related to battery, electronic protection circuits related to battery. So all these things are now catching up, and you require very high amount of R&D and investment in this area. And also you have to pay attention, okay, towards very nice products which can come up. Now, at present, the lithium ion, so we are shortage of lithium ion, because lithium is a rare earth material. Okay. So lithium sources uh, are not uh, adequate in India. Okay, we have to be totally dependent on China, countries like China. So most of the import in material of battery technology is being happening from China and all other countries. So we have to also look for some alternate technology. So recently, Government of India has come up with a very nice proposal that India is saying, means government agencies are saying that you focus on hydrogen technology. Okay, instead of the batteries and lithium ion based batteries, etc. etc. You can make aluminum based batteries, but aluminum is abundant. So that your whole purpose of becoming Atmanirbhar, okay. So there is a hidden agenda. Like, see, in this particular situation, there is a wide gap in the import and export. Okay, here, because most of the things are imported. Okay, the whole business of India, if you just look at, the import is quite high as compared to our export. So we have to fill that gap. We will be able to fill the gap if we reduce the import. Okay, then automatically our export and import levels would match in the future. Okay. So that's why it's a nice suggestion that you bring out the hydrogen technology, where hydrogen is abundant in the atmosphere. You can build very good electrolysis plants, which can separate out hydrogen. You build good technology to store, because there is a risk in storage, there is a risk in the transportation of hydrogen, because people can make very good hydrogen-based fueled car, but the transportation of hydrogen, in fact, the producing of hydrogen may not be very costly. But the costliest thing is here in the hydrogen technology is the transport, storage, etc. etc. Right? So a lot of things are there, the problems are there, challenges are there, and we have to tackle those challenges, and we have to work in the direction of our country. Okay. Then agriculture is also very important area, because we are neglecting agriculture. We have been neglecting agriculture since long time, because our country is basically an agriculture-based economy. Okay. And if you penetrate the technology into agriculture area, if you solve some problems of farmers in India, okay, you can really, you can really increase the export from the country, food grains, bio products, okay, ready-made foods, packaged foods, etc., etc. You can increase, and you can also enrich farmers. Okay, if you enrich farmers, then because 70 to 80%, okay, contribution is from the farming business in India. Means people are doing farming. Okay, so it has been reduced since last decade, but however, the whole output, okay, has increased substantially. We are now food sufficient. India is self-reliant in the food. Okay, but you want to sell our processed food to other countries. Okay, so you have to really work in this area, and there is a good opportunity to do research in this area. Okay, and space research. So this is important area nowadays. The space area, like defense technologies, space area is also coming up, and government also has a policy to bring out some good, to tie up with the good external agencies like industries, startups, and they can work on the space research. And you all know about our ambition of space research. ISRO is making policies. ISRO is a good organization, very important organization, and has got very good rank in the world space scenario. Okay. They have got good, very nice scientists, um, uh, and very intelligent people working there. But slowly, external agencies are also trying to join ISRO, okay, and help to reach some ambitious projects. Okay, so this area is also opening up, and students can, say, for example, student can build some small student satellites. Student can think of rocket technology. Okay, rocket launching technology they can improve on. Okay, you might have heard that recently a startup company has built a rocket with the help of 3D printer. Okay, and their ideas are being appreciated worldwide. You might have seen that. You might have heard of. Okay, might have read also. Okay, so these are all things going on. Aeronautics is also catching up because of the drone technology. So India needs to uh, really work on drone technology, because drones have very good potential in the flight management. Drones have, like, logistics, carrying out logistics from one place to other place, and it will become very cheap. Uh, then drone technology can also be used in the defense. Okay, and in fact, it's very interesting to see that China is leading in this technology. But US people are having very high skill technology in the drone area, and our government is increasingly trying to tie up with US government and US companies in this particular area. Okay, but there is a huge potential in aeronautics. Okay, India is trying to build their own aircraft here in house. Okay, so a lot of things are opening up now. Okay, and we can also start researching on these topics. Okay, and you know that automobile is a very all-time important field that is okay. So everyone wants to travel from one place to other place. Although this pandemic has reduced our needs of travel, but traveling is inevitable. So this is all about in which area you can do research, and you can write research proposals. So our institute is also trying to catch up with the other premier institutes in case of research. So this is another, what is the motivation for research? This is another point to be discussed. Okay. So we say that for conducting some research, we must have some good ideas. Okay. Because research should be need-based. Only then it will catch up everybody's attention. Okay. And therefore, but only great ideas, okay, will not suffice. But this is one side of a coin, let's say. But you require funds, okay, to carry out, right? So this is obvious also, but we have to work in this direction. So in India, as far as the funding is concerned, so we have categorized the sources of funding into four, okay, four classes. So some funding, majority of the funding in the research is coming from the government and the government department. Okay, for every sector, there is a government department. Okay, for agriculture, for aerospace, for biotechnology, okay, everybody, power, okay, energy. So everywhere the departments are available. So some grants are even to be distributed through these departments. Okay, and there is a major department in India government department that is called as Department of Science and Technology. So whose role is to to act as a facilitator for promoting research and for funding the research in the core technologies and the prominent technologies which are in demand. Then we have private and public industries. So there are good amount of industries, maybe few, but they have their own uh, criteria and schemes, for uh, promoting research and for granting the money for their research. Some people are having corporate social responsibility, CSR funding. Some people are having some different schemes, but most of their funding pattern is aligned with their current business. Okay, aligned means aligned to the to support their current business. Okay. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay, but you have to tap. Okay, you have to join them, you have to write them, you have to find out, you have to go to their website. If there are some some funding patterns, schemes coming up, okay, you have to uh, pay attention towards it and you have to grab the opportunity. There are some foundations also. Okay, so those foundations mostly are working in a social sector, but there are some foundations which are trying to work on climate change, for example, and also work on digital technologies in the social field. As far as the IT engineers are concerned, this is also important. That many foundations are distributing grants for conducting research on increasing the digital technology or using this digital technology as a tool to alleviate the poverty and to raise the poor people's income, okay, to adequate level, so that we our country will have a minimum malnourished children's. Okay, we should have equity in social equity, like there should not be discrimination between male and female. Okay, and all other issues, social issues. Okay, but it requires technology. Okay, so you can also work in this direction, and there are many foundations. Like for example, Bill Gates Foundation is one of them. Okay, and similar such foundation, Reliance is also having a foundation. Tata are also having foundation. This Mahindra is also having a foundation. Okay, so all these big giant people, they are having their own foundations. So you have to go to their websites, and find out some area of interest and some funding scheme, okay, of which suits you and them, right? Join. And there are some professional organizations also. Okay, I may not go into detail of this, but this is a major classification of sources of funding in India. So DST is called as Department of Science and Technology. It actually plays a very important role in distributing the grants in the country, and also provide you know some appropriate scheme to the researchers, okay, so that the country's current needs would be satisfied. And the different schemes are there. So this DST comes under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. You can also visit their website. And this is a website, okay, and this is a website for calling of proposals. Okay, if you get a chance to look at this website, okay, so I'll just give a glimpse of what has been given here. I don't know my. हाँ हाँ अर्धा तास हो पाठव. I think that website, is not. I'm not able to catch up that website, but you can always go through it. Meanwhile, if you have some questions, you can ask me. Do you have some questions in between, students? Because I am speaking, but I don't know whether you people are getting it or not. Mane sir?
Yes, sir. Students, if you have any doubt or any query, you can ask it.
Am I audible?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. I am Dr. Seema Lade. Sir, is it is there any condition ki which department can
Audible?
apply for the? Am I audible? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes,
Yes,
madam.
yes, yes.
Sir, is there any
Are
condition that if NBA accreditation is there or something like that, then only you can apply for the funding? Is there anything like this? If I want to apply for the fund to the government organization or any, I'm asking this for government organization. For private, I don't think there will be such type of condition. But for a government organization, is there any condition that department must be already NB accredited? Then only you can apply for the funding.
No, no, not like that. I think, see, as long as your department is relevant to carry out the research project, okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
there is no restriction. So that computer people. So in fact, most of the projects are interdisciplinary in nature. You may have multiple departments, participating into this activity. Like
Okay.
IT people, computer people can join electronics, or electronics people can join mechanical engineering in some part. Okay, and so related to that. Okay, and also because as long as this their whole purpose is satisfied, okay, there is no restriction as such.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Just a minute, hold on.
हॅलो सर.
हा, अरे ते प्रेझेंटेशन लोड होत नाहीये.
ओके सर, त्याला याच्यावरती राईट क्लिक करून बघा ना, ओपन होते का? राईट क्लिक करून ब्राउझरला वगैरे
हा, ते
ओपन होते का
प्रेझेंटेशन
बघा.
ओपन झालं तर काहीतरी झालं त्याला मध्ये, कारण त्याची लिंक होती ना ॲक्रोबॅटची तिथं, तर ते अं, हा, आलं आलं आता. गुड, विल कंटिन्यू. सॉरी फॉर द इंटरप्शन.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible. Yes.
Yeah, but it is actually hanging up. I don't know. Mm, Okay. So I will not now try to double click this link. You can take this presentation and later on you can double click and find out
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
what is DST is doing. Okay. And
Yes,
there
sir.
are
Yes.
good proposals, research proposals we can find out from this website. And all the other links are also. There is a program called as SER, Scientific Engineering Research. Okay, this is actually because DST is Department of Science and Technology is catering to so many areas, including medical science, biotechnology, material science, engineering, etc., etc. Basic sciences, right? So but this scientific engineering research is basically helpful for you. Okay, and they have got good number of schemes to cater to your proposals. So recently they launched a device development program. Okay, so where the focus is on indigenously developing the research. Okay. In fact, if you just Google the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, DST, GOI, so you can find out a lot of things on this. And it's a you know it is actually catering to around 60% funding which is happening in India. Okay, this particular department, and they are also floating some projects for academic institutes. And there are some projects which are also jointly between academic and industry. Okay. So, for example, there is a DDP program. So it has got a key focus on indigenously developing some products. Okay, production of a device or methodology for producing a device, right? Then upgradation of existing device for a modern access. Either you can float a new idea, and also you can work on the old idea, but upgrade the existing device for modern accessories and attachments. Okay. And also you can work on indigenization of technology. Say, for example, we have battery charger, for example, mobile battery charger, or for example, we have the small devices which uses Bluetooth, etc., etc. But most of the equipments are coming from China. Okay, so if we indigenize these technologies, DST can grant you, funding. Then establishment of base in R&D and limited production techniques. So if you can also work on some production techniques. Okay, and generation of trained manpower in the area. So some grant is also being given for training the manpower, skilled manpower in some specialized technology, like for example, drone technology. Okay, there is special grant given onto the website. There are different schemes. You can visit the website. Unfortunately, I cannot show you simultaneously because my web browser is not working, slowing down the entire. But you can go through it. Okay. So, for example, for this DDP scheme, could be submitted for financial support through online mode only. Okay. So there are many schemes which supports only online mode. You don't have to go anything, do anything physically. Means like a physical submission of files, etc., etc. And there is a timeline of the proposal and making a decision on the proposal. So these are some of the key areas where you can focus on. Okay, for example, testing, measuring, monitoring instruments, etc., food processing, environmental monitoring devices like early warning systems, then development of sensor-based devices for disaster risk reduction, okay, and management related to natural, climate, agriculture, chemical, biological, etc., etc. The computer and IT people are also can go for this because there are some specific algorithm which needs to be developed, okay, for these early warning systems and for agriculture and for chemical, climate, etc. So anti-drone related devices development for useful application. Okay, so these are some of the drone and anti-drone. Okay, so you can Google what is the meaning of anti-drone technology. Okay, because if there are some drones and if they are doing some harmful job, so you should be able to also shoot those drones. Okay, or bring down, okay, remotely. Also, so they are called as anti-drone technology. And so you can develop products related to this. There is another scheme like biomedical device and technology development. Okay, so its focus is on development of devices related technologies, categories, screening, surgical instruments, life supporting systems like for example, people were discovered some oxygen generating plants, okay, or some technology for producing oxygen cheaply, right, in the recent time. So some such types, okay, for surgical instruments. Okay, so in all these technologies, you can contribute. Okay, and also their activities are something like this: infrastructure creation to promote device development activity, supporting capacity building, and you can visit this website. Okay, under this, then there is another area which is CPRI, Central Power Research Institute. Okay, so here they have got some clear-cut, focus on some power related. So there is a website here. You can link also given. Okay, so I will forward this presentation to you. You can go to this website and there are some different schemes for this biotechnology. There is a separate biotechnology department of Government of India. This I am talking about government grants. Okay. So you can visit their website and you can find out there are some good biotechnology projects which can be found. Okay. In fact, computer IT people are also there are some schemes specifically in the biotechnology area. Because most of the research which is going on in this biotechnology, in fact, the vaccine also comes in the biotechnology area. Okay, because it's a biotechnology, right? Making vaccines and research on some uh, you know good medicine, finding out, discovering some good medicine on some critical diseases. Okay, so this biotechnology area works on this, and uh, you can find out more details on this because in fact the DNA technology, genes technology, decoding of genes, DNA, sequencing, etc., etc. So all these things are happening, and this is the computer IT domain. Okay, they require biotechnology plus biological sciences plus medical sciences plus the computer and IT expertise. Okay, so you can find out some good projects on this website. There is another website called as AICTE. Okay, so they also have good amount of funding, research funding, and this funding is through some schemes. So, for example, there is one scheme like modernization and removal of obsolescence scheme, which is popularly known as MODROPS. Okay, so this is given for so up to grants up to 50 lakhs to 2 years. For 2 years is given for establishment of some laboratory development, etc. Then there is a scheme called as Research Promotion Scheme (RPS). Okay, it is given 5 to 10 lakhs are given into this research. So this is a good scheme and popular scheme also. So people who are familiar with AICT portal, they can actually go for this research promotion scheme of AICT. You can just Google it; you will find relevant uh, website. Then there is a patented technology development by a group of faculty members up to 20 lakhs. So if you have a group of faculty members and if there is some technology which has already been patent is already published, okay, and you want to develop this as a core technology for manufacturing or something, okay, so you can apply through RPS. Then there is another scheme which is called as NAFTIC Industry Institute Interactive Scheme. So if let's say there is some industry who wants to develop some products with the linkages in academic circle, so there is one scheme it is also called as Industry Collaboration Scheme. Okay, for product development, consultancy, testing, and training. Okay. Then there is another scheme, Industry Institute Interaction Scheme for Nationally Coordinated Project, NCP. There are some nationally coordinated projects on some priority areas. Okay. So here the institutes can also work on this. Right? And there are also some websites for international funding. So it is also possible to get the international funding through some website. Okay. So these are some of the schemes. Also, I'll add to many other things. So, just a minute. So there are also some good websites like CSIR. Okay, Council of Scientific Research. Okay, Scientific and Industrial Research. Okay, so CSIR, this is a good organization which can give you open up different projects for you, right? Then you have specific areas like atomic energy. So yeah, you have BARC, which is very nearby. So BARC have also got very good funding schemes based on atomic, for catering to their atomic energy needs or related projects. Then space, defense, etc. So there are agencies like Department of Atomic Energy. So you can just Google DAE, okay, and you can say that what is funding projects or research funding, etc., etc. ISRO is also use funding through their schemes because every department has got some funding scheme, okay, and through that scheme you have to find out whether your organization or your expertise is matching with that and are you eligible to apply for that. Okay. Then DRDO, ARDB, etc. Okay. Other areas like pharmaceutical, agriculture, biotechnology, chemicals, petroleum. Okay. Then there is a Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Okay. So all these people also gives funding. Then So normally the government organizations announces the invitation of proposals, okay, under some schemes. This is what I have already told you. And it is actually through their web portal. Okay, so you have to be alert on that. Okay, and everything you can get from the googling the things, right? Just Google, you will find lot. There are a lot of departments, fisheries, animal husbandry, etc. Everywhere you need a technology, and computer science, IT people can take projects from these different departments. Because after all, computer science and IT is a supporting technology, okay, for the core industry, okay, or for the core sectors, okay. So, like I already explained that this biotechnology, like research on biotechnology, is basically core technology. The space research is a core technology. Automobile is a core technology. But computer and IT people can join as a supporting, for a supporting for developing some management softwares, or for developing some artificial intelligence tools for manufacturing, or for developing some processes, or for automation, etc., etc. Okay, and these there is some duration of the project. Okay, you have to process the evaluation of the proposal, etc. So normally the funding agencies which are relevant to us are the DST, AICT, okay, UGC. Then you have DAE, BARC, ISRO, DRDO, etc. These are all relevant to us. Industry also can do funding, and you have to tap to their websites, and you can find out the potential in this. So there is a huge competition for seeking funds from external agents. This is what I have to tell you. Okay, and writing a proposal, very good proposal, is very important, right? So how you propose to them, and how you can be valuable for for their project, that you have to show. Okay, your skill set. So um, after finding out a suitable scheme for you, there is another important thing, process you have to do, is basically writing a research proposal. Okay, this is actually a separate area for discussion, but I'm just telling you that this is important. So